Hello everybody, and welcome back to another analog horror video. Today we're checking out the Vita Carnis documentary, which, if you don't speak Latin, that translates to living meat. I know, it's pretty sus. I can't even lie. You know, we can't even beat around the bush here. Like, that's just straight up sus, okay? But if you extract the sus out of the living meat, it's actually a really creepy concept. And I've heard spooky things, very, very creepy and spooky things about this documentary, which is why I haven't checked it out yet, and I've been waiting to do it for a long time, until I had the cojones to actually do it. Now, if you guys are familiar with the Mimic at all, I'm pretty sure, I'm actually 100% sure that the Mimic is part of this documentary. But without further ado, everybody, strap in and let's check this out together. Warning, this video talks about and shows imagery of graphic content like gore, flashing lights, violence, death. Viewer discretion is advised. Classified material. Federal law provides severe civil and criminal penalties for the unauthorized viewing of this footage. Any reproduction, distribution, or showing is prohibited.
Life has thrived for millions of years. Creatures big and small have found ways to adapt and evolve to flourish in all types of environments. From barren wastes to lush forests, life can be found. Earth has homed these creatures since the dawn of life itself. Only until very recently, things have changed. New life forms have appeared all around the globe and completely changing the balance of nature and what we know about evolution itself.
That's what I was talking about.
That is why we, at National Living Meat Research...
Who named that? No, I know, okay. Look, I know this is a serious, scary horror video, but I have a sneaky suspicion that James Charles is running this show. The National Living Meat Research? Okay, buddy. Okay, I see what we're doing here. Let's continue.
These new species, trying to help educate everyone about these creatures and their wondrous ways of life. First, what are these new life forms? Since their explosive arrival across the globe in 1931, there has been much debate on what these newcomers are.
There's no numbers on the left. I don't know how many this could be 3, this could be 4, or it could be millions. It's the worst graph I've ever seen, but I get the point. They're exploding everywhere.
And where they came from. Are they extraterrestrials coming to invade Earth? Or are they demons who come from hell to purge humanity? From what our scientists have discovered, no. The origins of these creatures are solely to Earth, miraculously out of nowhere. We don't know why or how, but one thing is for certain, Earth is now their home. What these creatures are is mysterious and still not well known today. But here is what we do know. These creatures are comprised mainly of muscle tissue, organs, and bones. They greatly resemble animals with no skin, or store-bought meat. Because of these characteristics, they have been named accordingly as Vita Carnis. The Carnis species consume decaying, organic matter, but their main diet is composed of raw meat, not including their Carnis relatives.
So these things are like little insects, I'm assuming like this big, I'm not really sure. They have no skin, they're just meat, balls of meat, and then all they do is eat other meat. We can't get away from how sus this is. I mean, I can't stop thinking about it. It's really unbelievable, honestly.
They appear in places where there is an abundance of crawl, which leads to the first creature of the Carnis species, the crawl.
The crawl.
The crawl is a growth of meaty tendrils that closely resemble the small intestine, the only difference being the dark red coloration.
Wait, that thing's alive?
These tendrils grow in a similar pattern as vines, mold, or fungi. A primary stem structure is the host to divisions of other, smaller branches. In each tendril contains a variety of veins, arteries, and other similar organs used to transport nutrients absorbed from its surroundings. The ends of these tendrils are equipped with organelles used to absorb water and organic matter necessary for growth. The source of these organic materials is mainly found in dirt and soil on surrounding surfaces. Using its root-like tendrils, it absorbs the material and processes it into usable energy. Although, the crawl also obtains energy through another means. Using a sophisticated form of photosynthesis, the dark pigmentation of the smaller branches is ideal for absorbing sunlight, and therefore allowing solar energy to fuel the crawl's growth.
This thing looks like it's in Stranger Things. Like, I swear I've seen that exact thing. I mean, like, in the Upside Down, the crawl has taken over entirely. I'm surprised that's the first thing though, because they were talking about, like, they showed the little insect looking meat sacks, but then they're saying the crawl is actually the first species that exists of this thing.
It thrives in almost all types of environments, easily allowing it to spread across the world, and can be found pretty much anywhere.
Wow.
Its recent inclusion in the ecosystem has caused many major changes in nature's balance. One may assume that the crawl's presence may outcompete any other competitors, but due to its unique life cycle, where old branches fall off and decay into nutrient-rich compost, all forms of life seemingly flourish instead. The crawl's abundance grants plenty of nourishment to all animals, from plants feeding on the decayed crawl, herbivores thriving on increased plant population, and carnivores feeding on both the abundant prey and are able to...
Now this seems good. It seems like, okay, if this is good for the ecosystem. You know, it's a plant that grows, and then when it dies, everything eats it. The plants eat it, the animals eat it, and everyone is flourishing. But this also could be a mega spreader, because if everything is eating it, that means it's entering the system of everything else, which then, to me, sounds like an amazing way to spread a virus. That is my early speculation here, is that that is the way that the crawl actually spreads.
To eat the crawl as well. The presence of all these animals leave behind waste, which will be broken down and consumed by the crawl, and the cycle begins again. This form of symbiosis leads to an environment where all populations thrive.
Seems too good to be true.
Humanity also uses the crawl to our advantage.
Guy's got long
because
arms.
Of the supernatural rate of growth and its richness in nutrients, it has been sustainably cultivated into domestic farms.
Whoa.
The crawl is harvested and processed into fertilizer, which greatly increases crop yield and quality.
Nah, I don't trust it, bro.
The crawl may also be used as a food source for humans, and reliably so. But due to its unkindly appearance and taste,
gross.
It has yet to reach cuisine standards.
So people have tried to eat it, and it just tastes terrible, so they stopped. But they use it to fertilize all of their other plants, I see.
It also plays a very important role in the next creatures that we have been studying. Sometimes, in a crawl-populated environment, a node of meat may develop on one of the branches. This node will fall off and grow into a functioning organism, and go to live on as an independent animal.
What?
This leads us to the upcoming species that we will be discussing. The first of these creatures are the trimmings. The trimmings.
Whoa, what happened there? Bro, there ain't no way I'm getting that. Ah, I got it. What is this? Once upon a time, kingdom. The kingdom was, oh no, it's all blurry. Bro, I can't even read that. So now we're gonna learn about the first actual creature that is created from the crawl, and it's called the trimmings. This is what I thought we were gonna learn about first, but turns out the trimmings are actually created from the crawl itself.
The trimmings. Trimmings are small animals that resemble skinned raccoons. They are commonly known as a body, round head, small eyes, nose and ear holes, and an agape mouth.
77%, I don't know, in soul and fat. That thing is disgusting. They said it resembles a raccoon. Does that mean it's as big as a raccoon? That is massive. Oh my god.
They are also equipped with a diversity of limbs. All individual trimmings are unique, each with a different body shape, number of limbs, and other characteristics.
What? Oh, they're all different.
One thing they all share in common is that they are made mostly of meat tissue, and are a maximum of 20 centimeters in length, no larger than a basketball.
That's huge! That's
Its life
huge!
starts with its separation from the crawl. It will wonder to find anything that is edible and able to consume. Although it is an omnivore, being able to hunt meat and forage for plant matter, trimmings are almost entirely scavengers. Their diet consists of rotting plants and meat, including, but not limited to, fruits, vegetables, roots, seeds, insects, and deceased animals. Although its appearance
Oh my
is unsightly,
god!
it is a cowardly creature, only fleeing, screeching, and hiding.
Nah. If this, no way this stuff is real, right? But if it is real, and if this is ever discovered to be real, I'm carrying a flamethrower every single place that I go ever. Ain't no way that I'm letting that thing live. I'm sorry. That is disgusting.
Because of its lack of defensive traits, it lies near the bottom of the food chain, making it easily overpowered and picked off very regularly by predators. Naturally, its population would eventually die out. This is not the case.
Whoa.
The crawl constantly produces a large quantity of trimming nodes, keeping up their numbers. Naturally, trimmings can be found wherever there is abundant crawl. Trimmings grow at a decent pace, reaching maturity at around 7 months, having a maximum lifespan of 2 to 4 years. Although they are plentiful, humanity has no proper way to implement trimmings into society. Their overabundance has even considered them pests, due to them digging through trash bins and making excessive noise at night.
What do they sound like?
Besides all of this, some people still keep trimmings as pets.
Ain't no way, bro. There ain't no way. Ain't no way anyone's keeping that as a pet. Only way I'd keep it as a pet is if I lock it in a cage and just every morning, it would satisfy me so much to walk up and just jab it. I'm just kidding, guys. I would never do that. That's psychotic behavior.
Nuisance or not, trimmings are a wondrous creature. From their plentiful numbers to their skittish nature, they are truly a thing to behold.
What do you know? They're gross.
The next species on our list is the meat snake.
The meat snake. Really? How scary can a meat snake really be? Really? That was a terrible question. They can be pretty scary, I bet.
The meat snake.
It's just so sus. Like, what else can I say?
The meat snake is a worm-like creature, made of a variety of types of meat, coated in a transparent, skin-like membrane. Its size varies during its lifespan, depending on how much it consumes. When it first separates from the crawl, it is only a few centimeters in length. Eventually, it will reach an average length of 5 meters. Although
5 meters! 5-meter meat snake! I got a lot of work to do.
Under extreme conditions, like natural disasters, war, or plague, it can greatly surpass this length.
It can greatly surpass the length. Cool.
Consists entirely of dead animals or parts. A meat snake is incapable of consuming a healthy, living organism. The meat snake allocates its food by using a tongue-like organ covered in sensors to touch and feel its environment. The sensors catch particles of decaying meat, notifying the meat snake that there is food nearby. This process shares many similarities to regular snakes, hence the meat snake's name. Once it locates the corpse, the meat snake will open its jaw and swallow the entire body whole.
A whole deer?
Once the entire body is consumed, the meat snake's stomach will release a variety of chemicals. Some will break down soft tissue like skin, and the connection points between muscles. Others chemicals will then ferment and preserve the tissue to keep it from breaking down for as long as possible. After that, the remaining flesh and bones will move along the meat snake's tract, and slowly be implemented into its own structure, extending the meat snake.
So it's like Snake.io.
Unsatisfactory parts like skulls, pelvises, hair, and fingernails will be excreted.
So it eats things, and then it just takes all the meat, and then sticks it on top of itself. It's literally like Snake.io. And then it poops out anything it doesn't need. But so it can just grow and grow and grow and grow and grow as long as it just keeps eating.
Speaking of skulls, the meat snake will take the skull from the consumed organism and use it as its own.
What?
Each meat snake has its own skull, each corresponding to
what are we talking about anymore?
During its lifespan,
is that a rhino? It ate a rhino? A human? I don't know what that is.
A meat snake's lifespan depends entirely on how much a meat snake consumes. The longest one has lived for was 28 years.
And how big was it?
The meat snake has no predators and is immune to disease due to its preserving chemicals. The only significant ways a meat snake can die is through starvation, burning, or complete destruction.
I was right. We bring flamethrowers everywhere we go. This thing is immortal. It can't die unless it doesn't have enough food. That is a surefire sign of it taking over the whole world. Are you kidding me? The only way it dies is if it dies of starvation, essentially. It's not gonna die of burning in the wild. That's not gonna happen. It's just going to eat everything and take over literally the whole world. Kill them all.
Interestingly, the meat snake is the only member of the Carnis family that is able to reproduce. When a meat snake reaches an excessive size, and is in the conditions to do so, it will commence mitosis, splitting itself in two. Then the now two meat snakes will go on their separate ways and live.
We got 2 giant meat snakes, sping spag, slapping us around. Are you kidding me? them all. I'm not crashing out today. Today's a good day. It's Friday. I'm actually recording this on Halloween. Let's go. Good vibes only. I'm not crashing out. We're good.
Meat snakes can only be found in moderate temperature climates, not too hot,
Oh, okay,
not too
good.
cold.
That's not like the crawl then.
Their population depends entirely on the amount of corpses available. Where there is death, there are meat snakes. Humanity will use them
So
to
disgusting.
advantage. Meat snakes are a very efficient and clean way of disposing of any meat products. The preserving fluid within the meat snake's body disinfects the carrion, preventing the spread of disease. Humans use meat snakes in butcher shops as a waste bin, dispose roadkill, within war on the battlefield to dispose of festering bodies and parts, and within zoos to dispose of deceased animals.
So instead of my idea, which is to kill them all, exterminate them all, they're disgusting, despicable beings. In this universe, these people are using them to benefit themselves. Do they not see how obvious it is, though, that they're just going to take over the whole world? Like, it's so obvious.
They are extremely tame, not caring if any creature is around them, only acting defensively when it is within consuming a meal. This means they are very easy to tame. Overall,
Oh my god, it's
meat snakes
gross,
are a
bro.
marvelous creature with a very interesting way of sustaining itself. It is an amazing experience to encounter one, as long as you don't mind the smell.
I'm starting to feel like whoever made this documentary is one of the anomalous creatures, and he's trying to convince humans that all of these are good for humanity. This way we embrace all of it, and then bang, one day they all turn on us. This is like, whoever made this is like just one big advertisement for the crawl and meat snakes and the trimmings. But let's check out what is next.
There is the mimic.
Nah, this is the one.
The mimic.
Oh!
The mimic is a bipedal creature with uncanny similarities to humanoid anatomy. They greatly resemble humans without skin, with added exaggerated features. These features include extended finger length, longer limbs, bulging, empty eyes, and their most prominent feature, a wide, teeth-filled smile. Although it resembles a happy face, this is due to coincidence, and is only how their facial structure is shaped. The maw of the mimic contains much more teeth than humans, and their teeth is comprised almost entirely of incisors, with some canine and premolars in the back. This is tooth composition is ideal for biting down onto meat and swallowing chunks whole.
Nah, this is the one. This is the one. The whole reason why I'm watching this documentary, or I heard about it, is because of the mimic. See, now we're getting to the point of the video where it's freaking me out. It's giving me the chills up and down my spine. And when that happens, I just feel like something's behind me right there. I feel like something is right there. But obviously, there's not. There's nothing there. That's what it feels like.
Pure mimic's diet is comprised entirely of human flesh.
Human flesh. Awesome. Awesome. Cool. That's its diet, is human flesh. Awesome. Cool. Yeah, let's keep all this around.
Because of this, they are found.
Why was that so creepy? Nah, I have goosebumps. They were just like dead silence almost for a second. Nah, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. All right, I'm good. Let's lock in. Let's go, boys. Come on.
Around human populated areas. The mimic's life cycle is made of 3 stages. In the first stage, a young mimic separates from the crawl. They closely resemble their trimming relatives, but are thin, sleek, and only have 4 appendages. In this stage, the young mimic will hunt small animals, moving on to larger and larger as they grow. Once large enough, it will begin metamorphosis into the next stage of life.
It's like teenager.
Once fully transformed, it will resemble the description mentioned in the beginning. Its hunting style changes and becomes much more complicated.
my god!
It now stalks and feeds only on humans. It will locate human populated area and begin its search for an easy target. To blend in, it may use objects to conceal itself. These include clothing, mannequins, and furniture.
Dresses as humans too.
Once a target has been found, the mimic will observe its prey and learn its routine and when it is most vulnerable. This is typically when the human is asleep at night. Once the prey is within position, the mimic will advance silently until it is close enough. The mimic will then execute it immediately. Once the mimic has had its fill, it will leave the scene, a fair distance away from the human population, and begin to digest its meal. In the case that a human is awake, A mimic will use a variety of sounds to either lure or startle prey into cornering themselves.
Nah, bro, nah, no, we're not doing that. We're not playing those tricks. Nah, that was like so 2010. That was 2010 when we were doing the knock, knock, knock in the right earphone. We're not, no, we're past, it's 2025. I need to go back in time and go back to watching like Dragon Ball animation videos because this channel is taking a turn and we are like fully engulfed in the analog horror realm now. But I don't know if I can do it. It really freaks me out. It really does.
Place. It will swiftly attack and kill the helpless target.
Awesome. Nah. Almost just punched a hole in my wall. Really close, really close, really close, really close, really close. I said that they don't do jump scares in analog horror. That's part of the fun. That's part of the creepiness. We don't do that. I think I screamed like a little girl. I really think I did. I'm a 27-year-old grown man. It's just now I'm embarrassed. I'm feeling so many emotions. I'm scared. I'm creeped out. I'm also embarrassed.
The next stage of the mimic's life cycle has two potential morphs it may develop into. If a mimic has a consistent supply of food, it will develop more human-like features. It will grow skin, hair, and by the end become nearly identical to a human being. It now can blend entirely into civilization and lure other humans more effectively.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
The second type of morph happens when a mimic receives an overabundance of food. It will grow into a larger, more evolved hunter. Its proportions will increase in length, and its humanoid features will fade away. It grows a thick, dark coating of a flexible skin, which is highly durable, and increases in strength the more the elder mimic consumes.
So it gets an exoskeleton, cool.
This excludes the face, which is now coated in a pale pink skin. The mimic's teeth have also moved deeper into the mimic's throat, leaving its mouth a toothless grin. It uses the dark hue of its skin to hide seamlessly within a dark environment. Its skills have also been heightened. This makes an elder mimic one of the most efficient predators on the planet. Because of the obvious threat this poses on humanity, nations around the world have released instructions on how to be able to fend for yourself in a mimic encounter. Here are the instructions.
Flamethrower.
1. Avoid going out alone if your location is known to have mimics, or there have been mimic sightings. 2.
Flamethrower.
If you encounter a stationary mimic, seemingly unfazed by your presence, quietly leave the location and alert your local authorities. 3.
Flamethrower.
If pursued by a mimic, get yourself into a position where you are able to flee. Mimics will rarely attack if a person has a clear escape route. 4.
Flamethrower.
In the event that you have been cornered by a mimic, roll into the fetal position, protecting your neck, face, and vital organs from attack. Make as much noise as you can to alert any other people. 5.
Flamethrower.
If you have a weapon, do not use it. A mimic is fairly resilient, and any strikes or shots on a mimic is not effective enough to bring it down
A
in
gun.
time.
A gun. They're saying a gun wouldn't even work. What are we talking about anymore? What are we even saying? Burn all crawl to the ground, because these all still start from crawl. The vines, let's just nuke all of them. Like, how many mimics are there in the world? Do they know? I don't even care if it's one. Burn the whole world to the ground. We're not messing with this thing, ever. That's the scariest thing of all time.
Instead, use it as a barrier between you and the mimic to block any attacks. 6. In a situation where a mimic is hunting in the immediate area and is not aware of your position, hide somewhere low, like under a bed or behind other furniture. A mimic will not linger too long to search for prey and will move on.
Be safe and avoid any encounters with a mimic at all costs.
So it just hunts and kills things all the time. This is the Harvester. The prince's sleep was long. He slept for what seemed like forever. As he slept, the land around him changed and grew. It was unrecognizable when the prince first arrived, but the sleep still needed time to heal the prince. Much more time, but it kept the prince safe while he rested, guarding him from the elements as the land changed. What does that have to do with anything that we just watched? Maybe the prince is a metaphor? Who's really the prince? Who's actually sleeping? Maybe the crawl is just like a summoning method, right? And then eventually it all comes together when the prince wakes up. Boom! Like the prince is the crawl. I don't know. I don't know. Alright, the Harvester. Good lord.
The Harvester is a large, bulbous mass with a large amount of tendrils spreading from the base. The bulb measures around 3 meters in height and 2 meters in diameter.
That is huge. That is huge.
On the other hand, can extend up to 150 meters in diameter.
This thing better be one of the good things, like how the crawl is good, or how the trimmings are like useful, or how meat snakes are useful. This thing better be useful somehow, someway, because if it's not, that's a problem. This thing is 500 long. 500! 500! 50! Not crashing out. I'm not crashing out. We're good. I'm chilling.
The Harvester is a specialized form of crawl that grows in a unique and deadly way. A harvester is created when a node that will grow into a harvester, instead of separating, continues to grow. Eventually, it will grow tendrils of its own. It uses the energy provided by its mother branch and expands its reach further. Its tendrils, hidden just below the surface of the ground. The harvester is equipped with 2 types of specialized tendrils. The first type is bulky and flat. They lie the closest to the surface. These branches are lined on each length of the tendril with spines, extending in the shape of a bear trap. On each side of the branch, those particular spines have a vein that feed into them, that pump 2 types of venom. On one side, the spines can inject a neurotoxin, which will attack the nervous system of whomever it is injected into, causing sudden paralysis. The other side can inject an anticoagulant, which when injected, prevents blood cells from clotting.
I think
Whenever
that's good.
a large animal moves across the area armed with these tendrils, the branches will clamp onto the animal and thrash violently. Once the prey has been injected with both venoms, the tendrils will rest and the prey will immediately collapse. The animal will be unable to move due to the paralysis, and the wounds caused by the thrashing spines will not stop bleeding. All the prey can do is lie patiently, until succumbing to blood loss. Once the prey has bled out, the second type of tendrils come in. They lie below the spine equipped once. These branches are thick, but very sturdy. They share similar anatomy to the small branches of the crawl, equipped with organelle that absorbs nutrients. These tendrils sense the blood, and move their way to the surface and begin to absorb the vital fluid. Once the blood has been consumed, the tendrils will wrap around the body and begin to shuffle downwards. This movement loosens the soil and slowly pull the body underground. Once secure, the tendrils will continue to feed until there is nothing but scraps. The nourishment absorbed by the tendrils will be sucked back into the main bulb of the harvester. This bulb houses all the vital organs and the venom glands that pump into the spines,
This looks like an egg, by the way. Like, sure, it also looks like a giant turd, but I have a feeling this is actually an egg for something. I mean, it's called the harvester too. Like, so I guess you could say like it's harvesting a being inside of it. And maybe like when it gets to a certain point of growth, it'll hatch and there's something inside of it. I really hope that's not the case, because if that's the case, like I really might quit. I might not do this. I might not do it. I don't want to do it. Let's go. But we're gonna do it anyway.
The remains underground decompose, providing a rich soil, causing very prominent plant growth, which then attracts more animals. A strange behavior the harvester displays is its choice of diet. The spines will only activate on larger animals, allowing smaller ones to pass by unaffected. The spines will also not activate on some species of bird. There are a couple theories as to why this happens. 1. It could be that attacking smaller animals would cost too much energy for what they get in return, making it not worth the time. Another could be that smaller animals may attract larger animals or predators, allowing a safe place where prey may thrive and lure more predators. It truly is astonishing.
It's actually really smart.
Although it is a spectacular creature, it is also very dangerous.
You
The
don't say.
harvester is decently rare, only populating sparse areas in the northern hemisphere and woodland forests.
Okay, at least they're rare.
If
That's
you are
good.
stung by a harvester, there will be no way of helping you, being that there is no cure, and fatality is 100% positive.
Great. Whoa. See, that's the thing with these videos. There's Easter eggs. I gotta figure out what it is. We're cracking the code here, boys. I don't care how long it takes. Boom. Okay. Family attacked by harvester while hiking. Authorities refuse to handle the harvester, only putting up warning signs. I mean, honestly, it makes sense. But that is showing how dangerous this thing actually is. Is the rescue teams, well, they're not even rescue teams. They will not rescue you. And there's a lot of stuff crossed out too. I wonder what all that says. But that is how dangerous this thing is. And for some reason, the crawl was still marketed as a net good thing.
The best thing you can do is avoid encountering a harvester.
Oh,
in the
you
first
don't
place.
say. You don't say. Thank
If are
you.
hiking, take note of any warnings or signs saying that there are harvesters around. If you also notice an abundance of lush, ground-dwelling plants in a forested area, and there are no signs of wildlife, this is suspicious and you should leave the area, staying close to the base of large trees or rocks. If you find yourself in the middle of a harvester ground, do not panic. Sudden movements may activate the tendrils and will inject you. Although a harvester is rather forgiving, do not risk any skittish movements. Remain calm. If you have any objects with considerable heft, like coats, backpacks, or full water bottles, gently take that object and lightly toss it towards the bulb, and away from your escape route. This will activate the spines on where the object lands, distracting the bulb for a moment. You will then slowly begin to do wide shuffles away from the bulb. If possible, throw another object when you are certain you are a fair enough distance away, just to be safe. Continue until you are completely sure you are out of harm's way. You may come out unscathed, but don't be too obnoxious, or you will be a...
I still can't get over the whole 500 feet thing, because that's 500 feet diameter, and I'm assuming it does like a whole circle. So now we're talking a whole circle of 500 feet. How many square feet is that? Let's see. A circle with a 500-foot diameter has an area of approximately 196,000 square feet. That's for one harvester. It has a 196,000 square feet reach with its roots or whatever, tentacles, tendrils, whatever you want to call them. Host of
The
influence.
host of influence, more commonly referred to as the host, has its name derived from a host who invites guests to an event.
Oh
Not to
God,
be
I was
confused
wrong.
with a host, a harborer of parasites or disease. The host is a semi-humanoid looking organism. It has the structure of a head, torso, and arms. Other than this, it shares no other characteristics.
How does it invite people
The
over?
lower half of the host is comprised of a mass of fibrous tissue and tendrils that burrow into the ground to hold the host in place. Instead of skin, the host is covered in muscular tissue fibers, tendons, and veins. In some parts of the body are covered in a meaty plate used to cover any large exposed areas, but allowing movement.
I hate it.
The host's head has a smooth surface where the face should be, attached to a crooked neck, which houses a slit in the front used for feeding. On the host's back is a mound of pores. Protruding from these pores are hollow, hair-like structures, extending outwards. These hairs are barrels that release spores produced within host's body by being fired into the air. These spores are hazardous, so keep clear of them at all costs. Luckily, the host is rare, only found in North America.
Great. That's where I live.
Obtaining info about the host is a very risky and daunting task. This is because of
How?
the
It can't
rarity and
move.
how dangerous it is to be up close to one.
Oh.
The spores released by a host is very dangerous when inhaled. A host will release a cloud of spores into the air, which will be picked up by wind and carried great distances. If an organism inhales the spores, the particles will find their way into the organism's brain and infect them.
Nah.
An infected organism will show no symptoms of infection right away, but a couple hours after infection the infected organism's behavior and thought process will change. The first symptoms that appear are restlessness, sluggish movement, numbness of joints, and lack of coordination. Then more serious symptoms appear over time. These include dizziness, migraines, impaired speech, and trembles. If you, or someone you know show these symptoms, contact poison control or emergency services. After a total of 6 to 7 hours after infection, the organism will cease all activities they were previously doing and begin to walk. The direction the infected will walk is towards the host whose spores have been inhaled by the infected individual. If the infected makes their way to the host, they will kneel down in front of it, expose their vital organs, and the host will promptly gut and remove those organs. The host will consume them and discard the leftover scraps. However, if an infected organism doesn't reach the host within a 36-hour span or is treated for their infection, the effects will wear off and return back to normal.
Did they ever say how this thing even spawns? What is this from? Is this from the harvester? Does the egg harvester like hatch and then that's how this thing comes? Like, where does this come from? It didn't say, I don't think it said it came from the crawl, but surely it must. It obviously does, but I hope that this thing at least thinks like it hates itself, you know?
If a host is unable to find prey or doesn't like its current location, it will unroot itself and move to a new location.
Oh, so it can move. Okay.
Their scarce numbers and the hazard of being around one
They're so
makes
creepy.
getting info about the host very daunting. All you need to currently know is that the host is extremely dangerous and should be avoided at all costs.
I don't like that one at all.
Next.
Okay, here we go again. Like, I keep doing this and then realizing that it's not helpful at all. Oh, we can actually read this one. Oh, we're back to the prince, I think. Okay. Although one day the critters found the cave while searching for food, they found the prince entranced in its healing sleep. The critters were so awestruck and enchanted by the prince's magic. I feel like I'm just reading like a second grade play that Miss McDonald just wrote 10 minutes ago with ChatGPT.
The monoliths. The monolith is a very new creature,
Not North America.
only showing up in June of
Not North
1972
America.
in the area of. There are only 7 monoliths.
Really?
All of them located in a circular position, 1.5 kilometers in diameter. This ring of monoliths surrounds.
We're playing that game now? That's what we're doing? We're doing the, oh, I can't tell you because my life's in danger if I tell you? Come on, grow up a little bit.
The monolith
Where?
is a Titanic-sized
Where?
being, measuring roughly 120 meters in height. Each monolith has 2 trunk legs that are firmly embedded underground. The legs connect to a torso. The creature itself is made of hundreds of thousands of meaty strands, tightly woven together to form the structure. These strands end at the neck, fusing into a solid mass of hardened flesh in the shape of an upside-down triangle, with a hole in its center. On each side of the monolith where arms would be, there are dozens of long, rope-like appendages. These reach just barely to the ground. At the creature's feet, the strands go deep into the earth and extend horizontally a decent distance away. What the monoliths do is simply stand and do nothing. The only activity documented that the monoliths have done was in.
If they don't do anything, then why can't you tell me?
They were extremely aggressive. When the group of
Nah.
were making their way
I said I wasn't gonna crash out. I might crash out. He's rage baiting. This is rage bait. It's working. It is working. I gotta give it to him.
The monolith that they had passes roared a deep bellow and swung its appendages at the team, completely wiping them out. When military vehicles were dispatched,
oh my
once they
god,
got
they're
close
so
enough top
big.
the monolith,
Pause.
it roared another call, this time releasing an EMP blast, completely knocking the vehicles out in the vicinity. Finally, long-distance rockets were fired and struck the creature.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Whoa. What the Stranger Things, bro? This is like a movie. I'm watching a movie.
Although damaged, it regenerated at great speed and resumed its stance unscathed. Eventually, the area has been fenced off and is now restricted to all.
Okay, so they obviously they know where it is. It's all fenced off. Why can't you just tell us where it is? It's fenced off. We literally can't go there anyway.
Ever since, the monolith stands silently, now only a grand spectacle of awe and mystery, only adding more questions to these meat beings. And finally, the last creature
Oh my
on this
god,
list
bro.
is...
Nah, we're not doing this. We're not playing that game. Okay, I got this. I think this is the last one. I gotta figure out what this says. We're not playing this game of like not telling me anything though. Stop bleeping everything out. The singularity. The singularity is a orb comprised of a dark, I'm not sure, mineral with hints of luminous colors within its core. The singularity is estimated to be 1 meter in diameter. The orb has several something qualities that are not well understood. The singularity typically can be found suspended in air by an unseen force. There are also a variety of readings that have been documented coming from the orb itself. Various things like magnetic fields, energy signatures, and other pattern-like signals released by the singularity. The population of their creatures is unknown. Almost all info about the singularity is hidden or confiscated by officials. We were only able to receive one classified document about the singularity being held by not letting us know, of course. So it seems like the deeper that we get into this story of Vita Carnis, the less they're allowed to tell us. It's becoming more and more secretive, but let's learn about the singularity.
The singularity is an orb comprised of a dark colored mineral.
Just read the whole thing. I thought...
colors within its core. The singularity is estimated to be 1 meter in diameter. The orb has several unique qualities that are not well understood. The singularity typically can be found suspended in air by an unseen force. There are also a variety of readings that have been documented coming from the orb itself. Various things like magnetic fields, energy signatures, and other pattern-like signals released by the singularity. The population of these creatures is unknown. Almost all info about the singularity is hidden or confiscated by officials. We were only able to receive one classified document about the singularity being held by...
And they didn't tell us. Cool. I don't like this.
Marvelous and majestic world that exists today. It's as extraordinary to have such strange
What?
and mysterious beings appear all around us. Thank you for joining us on this journey of exploration and...
Nah, why are they wrapping it up like that? It was a very normal thing. What are we talking about here? I think it's pretty obvious, but whatever that singularity is what's causing all of this. Here's an idea. Crazy idea, I know. Stick a nuke in it, and then whoosh, detonate it. How about that? And then we're all cool. Everyone's good. Well, there you go. We've learned about the Mimic. We've learned about a whole bunch of things. And I still have a lot of questions. And if you guys have any speculations, make sure to comment them down below. Let's see what ideas you guys have of what the heck is going on here. And if you guys want me to watch more analog horror, let me know what documentaries, what videos, and depending on what you guys say, I might check out more. We'll see. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and until next time.